Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our initial due diligence on Petroleo Brasileiro S.A., also known as Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, where we're going to do our standard initial due diligence to decide, is PBR a good stock to buy now, or should we wait, or should we avoid ticker symbol stock PBR Petrobras at this time. So again, stick around to the end of the video. We'll do all of our due diligence, analyze the stock, the company, etc., via technical analysis, fundamental analysis, etc. And then at the conclusion of the video, we will make our assessment as to is PBR Petrobras a good stock to buy now. So stick around and we'll get started. Due diligence video was in response to a specific request by one of our fellow BeachBum traders, Tanvir Siddiqui, in our last weekly trading game plan, live stream, live chat, asking about could we please look into PBR and their 20% dividend pay. Tanvir had previously asked me to take a look at Petrobras ticker symbol PBR in terms of is it a stock to watch, a stock to buy, and I saw their 20% dividend and said more due diligence was warranted to see if that 20% dividend is sustainable. So that's one of the things we're going to dig deeper into to see is that 20% dividend that they're showing. Is that sustainable, and therefore is PBR Petrobras a stock to buy now, or is it one to avoid, as there may be a risk that that dividend gets cut, and that may be a false yield so going forward. So we'll take a look, try to respond to Tanvir's request. And again, if you have a request for a company, a stock that you'd like us to do due diligence on, please, you can post it in the comments below this video. You can post it in our free Discord, our BeachBum Trading Community Discord. You can find an invite to our Discord in the description box below in our Facebook group, or you can contact us via any of our social media links on our homepage, which is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. Hey, let's take a quick look at Petrobras's homepage, their website, and I'll leave the direct link to their home site, their homepage for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, in the description box below. First off, as you can see right now, there's this important notice that they've got, and it says due to their 2022 general election, in compliance with rules, some of the institutional content has been inactivated, as well as their social media profiles are temporarily inactive in the period between July 2nd and October 2nd, and possibly through October 30th, and it's October 16th, so all this due diligence is as of October 16th, 2022, and you will see, since apparently the election's not yet resolved, a lot of the content is currently inactive on their website. So we'll look at what we're able, but again, if you're watching this at a later time after October 30th, you may be able to get additional information on this website. So we can see just a couple other things. Recyclable waste. There's their investor relations. We go down here and look at their profile. Again, they say some of their social media sites are inactive, but we can see they have a decent presence. So we'll look at their profile here. We see they're a publicly traded corporation, operates in an integrated manner, and specialize in oil, natural gas, and energy. They're a Brazilian company, recognized for oil and natural gas exploration, production technology, ultra deep waters, so oil rigs, etc. Goes from withdrawal of oil and gas, long process, transport oil and gas to refineries, natural gas treatment units, and constantly evolving to produce the best product. It looks like they've got 12 refineries. Looks like they produce almost 2.8 million barrels of oil. They've got almost 9.9 billion barrels of oil in reserves, and they have 57 platforms. You can see they have almost 9 billion in investment, do 452 million in sales, 107 million in net profit, and you can see they have about 45,000 employees. So again, it kind of gives us a good idea. It looks like they have 123 of their own ships and 7.7K kilometers of oil pipelines and 9.2 kilometers of gas pipelines, and they have 3 production units of biofuels, thermoelectric 15 plants, and one photovoltaic solar plant. So again, pretty diversified. And again, you can dig into their website in more detail via the description, the link in the description box below at your leisure. Okay, if we do our initial due diligence on Petroleo Brasileiro PBR. So this is an ADR. It's a sponsored ADR since it's a foreign company. Ticker symbol PBR, also known as Petrobras, in ChartMill, and I'll leave the direct link to their profile in ChartMill in the description box below. We see just offhand they've got a technical analysis rating of about 3 out of 5, so just above average. A current setup as of, again, October 16, 2022, of a 3 out of 5. We see their fundamental analysis rating is just a little above average, 3.5 out of 5. Valuation is very positive, 4.5. Profitability, 4 out of 5, very positive. Dividend, 4 out of 5, very positive. So again, pretty, generally positive. Growth is just average, 2.5 out of 5. Health is just above average, 3.5 out of 5. We see a snapshot of their chart. Looks, like it's pretty just chopping around their moving averages. Looks like it's in a narrowing wedge. So we'll zoom out in a minute on their stock chart. So here you can see this site showing a dividend yield of 48%. So again, that's extremely high. And the question is that sustainable, or is that, is that going to get cut because of issues? You can see they've got almost a 91 billion market cap, 12% institutional owners, 6.5 billion shares, forward PE of 3.4, so that's pretty low. So we will look in more detail. Their profile here explains Petroleo Brasileiro S.A. or Petrobras engages in oil and gas exploration, production, and distribution. They're headquartered in Rio de Janeiro. Got 45,000 employees. Drilling, prospecting, refining, processing, trading, transporting crude oil, onshore and offshore oil fields, shale and other rocks, exploration and production of crude oil, natural gas, liquid and natural gas, refining, transportation, marketing, logistics, transport, etc., shale, gas and power. Again, natural gas produced in Brazil and imported natural gas, biofuels, biodiesel, and ethanol. So again, hopefully that gives us a good overview of Petrobras's business, ticker symbol PBR, and now we'll look in more detail. Okay, let's look at the stock chart for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, in more detail in ChartMill. So in the daily chart, again, we can see it's oscillating back and forth, up and down over its moving averages. We can see this narrowing wedge going forward. We can also see there's a resistance level, so it's been chopping around between about 11 and 16 or so, and there's a resistance level around 16. So if we zoom out a little bit to a weekly chart, we can see it has been trending upwards since the pandemic. Again, oil prices have increased. We see this, heavy resistance around 1550. Again, it's been oscillating recently around its moving averages. So we can zoom out a little more. So we can see in the past, it was higher. It's come down as of 2016. It's kind of a low point. Then we got the pandemic low, and then since then, again, we see this ascending wedge, and again, this heavy resistance line in the 1550-16 area. So again, that would be a heavy resistance area over a long period of time for ticker symbol PBR, and we'll probably see that in the technical analysis tab as well. Okay, if we look at the technical analysis data for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, and ChartMill, we see currently, as of October 16, 2022, it has a technical rating of 6 out of 10. It says, although it's been one of the better performers in the overall market, we have a mixed picture in the medium term, but recently some decent action can be observed. And then again, we see some snapshots of the chart. We see the setup analysis. Setup rating is also 6 out of 10, has an average technical rating. Quality of the presented setup is not ideal at the moment. Price movement is a little bit too volatile. Wait for a good consolidation. We see short-term trend is positive. Yearly performance is positive. The range has been 1185 to 1475, which is kind of wide. See, average volume is high, so that's positive. Oil and natural gas neutral, did better than 69% of their industry, so that's a little positive. And it's sitting in the middle of its 52-week range. We can see support zones 1233 to 1239, 1213, 1170, 1073. And then resistance at 1436, 1493, 1555, 1596. So again, a narrow range of support and resistance levels. We can see the near-term trend's been positive. Longer-term 3 and 6 months have been negative, and 12 months is positive. So the short-term trend has been positive, and the long-term trend has been pretty neutral. So here they give you a possible trading setup, entry at 1448, exit at 1352. They show 6.63%. So again, we see the trends, the ratings, etc. See, volume is 28 million, so plenty of trading volume. We see their ATR is only 60 cents, so it's again pretty narrow trading range on any given day. So if we look at the fundamental analysis data for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, and ChartMill, we can see as of October 16, 2022, the fundamental rating is 7 out of 10. So in the industry, it's great profitability, some minor concerns on financial health. It's currently valued rather cheap, has a decent growth score, so we can see it's rating very high on profitability. Health a little above average. Dividend is very positive, 8 out of 10. Valuation 9 out of 10. And growth only 5 out of 10. So again, profitability is 8 out of 10, good return on assets, good return on equity, good profit margin, and got a good Petrovsky F score, outperforming the industry in general, so that's positive. Valuation is very positive, 9 out of 10. Price to earnings is very low. Price to earnings going forward is cheap. PEG ratio is good. Again, valued cheaply relative to the industry. EBITDA of 521. So again, rather cheap, good performance relative to the industry. So again, valuation right now is very positive. Growth is only average 5 out of 10, although it's showing over the past year it was very high, 75%. Over the past 5 years, it was only 45%. Strong growth in revenue, 66%. So again, very positive. Earnings per share is expected to decrease over the next 5 years. Small growth in revenue and only 1.5% growth in revenue over the next 5 years. EPS growth rate is decreasing. So again, in the past, we see their EPS growth has been very positive, and going out further, it is declining. Same thing with revenue. Looks like it's increasing, but then decreasing in the future. So again, their future doesn't look as bright. Their past has been very positive. So we see their revenue, it's been pretty flat. Had a bump up in 21, bump up in 22, and then declining going forward. So again, after 22, expect a decline in revenue. Same thing with their earnings per share. We had a big, it was negative in 20, positive 21. Their high point's 22, so then it declines again going forward. So something, again, to consider if you're looking at PBR, Petrobras, for a long-term investment. Expect their revenue and EPS to be declining going forward, which would impact their share price, right? So you would expect their share price to decline from a 2022 high due to decreasing EPS and decreasing revenue. So health rate right now is a 6 out of 10. You see Petrovsky F is positive, quick ratio, current ratio are all pretty neutral. Altman Z is positive but low, not a great score. Limited risk for bankruptcy. Their average and debt to equity is a little high, requiring more debt to finance its operation than industry peers. So again, their debt's a little bit higher than the industry. So again, they underperform there, and otherwise they're pretty average. The dividend is very positive, 8 out of 10. This says they pay 48%. And obviously that's much higher than the industry average. Yield's good. Dividend grows each year, so dividend growth, again, very positive. They paid a dividend at least 10 years, so it shows that they've got a commitment to their dividend. It's a reliable track record. Earnings are growing slower than its dividend. Okay, so they're eating in, so this means the dividend growth is not sustainable. So again, you wouldn't expect the dividend to continue to grow. And again, as we suspected, there is a risk of the dividend getting cut potentially in the future. Although they do show a commitment to a dividend, it's just the growth and possibly the amount of the dividend may decrease as their revenue and their earnings per share decrease. So 77% of their earnings are spent on their dividend. And again, they're saying this is not a sustainable payout ratio. So again, that was our initial concern with that very high displayed dividend yield. That's so high that the question is it sustainable? And the answer is no, it's really not sustainable. So it is very high. So in the short term, if you're looking for a short-term dividend, they do pay a very high yield, but you should expect that yield to come down, the dividend payments to come down as their revenue growth and earnings per share decrease. So again, that kind of answers, or at least is part of the answer to our question. Their current dividend yield is not sustainable going forward, but that doesn't mean you couldn't in the near term collect that dividend yield for some period of time. So you see it's increased dramatically in 21 and 22. And in the past, you can see it was, 9 cents, 21 cents, 12 cents, 21. It went to $2, and then it went to $5.50. So again, these levels are not sustainable. You should expect, going back to be in the 50 cents, 20 cents, 40-cent range. So, and again, their free cash flow is maxed out in 2021, and the dividend paid increased, proportionally. So again, payout, it's almost 77%. So they're paying out a majority of their earnings right now. And again, that it's noted that that was not really sustainable. So we see valuations very positive. EPS's growth near term's been positive. Futures kind of negative. Their return on assets, return on equity is very positive. Dividend growth has been positive. PE is very low. So again, all the indications are relatively positive. It's just that dividend is showing as not really sustainable. A quick look at the analyst ratings for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR and ChartMill. We see currently there's an 80% buy rating. See the median price target 17.17, low is 553, high is 23, so 68% upside showing. See mean price is 1672, about 20% above the current price, so 20% upside at the mean. 19 analysts, so it's got good coverage. Neutral currently, again, 19 analysts, which is decent coverage. We can see the last change in ratings was quite some time ago. So December 21 was an upgrade. Again, we see we've got 4 strong buys, 11 buys, and 4 holds, no sells. Looks like the ratings have been relatively stable. Okay, if we look at the ownership structure for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR and ChartMill, we see a majority is public. Again, this is the ADR. So 88% is retail public, only 12% is institutional, and the insider is negligible. So shares outstanding 6.5 billion, the float's 4.6 billion. So there's some discrepancy between those two. So there could be future offerings. See institutional percentage is 12%, and that's been very stable. And there's no insider transaction over the past 12 months. So if we do our initial due diligence for Petroleo Brasileiro, aka Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, in the stock screen and Webull, in the online browser version of Webull, we see in their stock chart, it's been it's pretty steady increase over the past year. So it looks like the high point was 1545. That looks like a resistance point. We see the nearest support level is around 12, and right now it's kind of sitting in the middle of that, and it looks like it's been oscillating. We can see their most recent dividend payment was ex-dividend 8/12, August 12th. So, and that was 16 cents. Looks like it pays quarterly. And May it was $1.40, so that was higher. So it looks like they cut it a bit in the last payment, and then previously in December it was $1.14. So again, and then there was one in April of $1.17. So that could have been a special dividend if they had one in April and in May. So if we pop up the lower pane in the stock screen in Webull and do our due diligence there, we can quickly look at some news, see if there's anything. Cloudy skies for Brazil Sugar and Ethanol, and they do sell ethanol. Heavily searched due to their high dividend yield, I'm sure. Yeah, juicy dividend. Dips more than market. New strong buy. So if we look at their financials, See their income statement. Looks like they adhere pretty much to the estimated income. EPS, balance sheet, they've been missing estimates. That's a little negative, but it's still positive. Cash flow, again, kind of jagged. In some cases, they're missing estimates, so then the stock's going to take a hit. That, again, these may explain some of the oscillations, whether they're beating or missing estimates. Look at their income statement. Again, it looks like it bottomed out in Q4 of 21, picked back up. Looks like it's maxing in Q2 of 22. Revenue similarly maxing out in 22, Q2 of 22, again positive, growing. Operating income similarly growing, maxing out 22. Balance sheet, liabilities look relatively stable, so they're not increasing. And so their debt to asset decreased as their revenue increased. Cash flow, again, pretty positive, but there was a dip in Q1 that probably attributes to the decrease in share price at that point. And it looks like it's rebounding, but not yet up to Q4 of 22. Investing's been positive and negative. Right now it's positive. Financing is a bit negative. And this looks like it was worse, recovered, and bounced back down. So if we look at the stock analysts and Webull says it's covered by 13 analysts. We've got 7% strong buys, 46% buys, 46% holds, no sells or underperforms. Got a current stock price of $13.95, a high rating of 20, so not a lot of upside, $6, so not maybe 40% upside. The average is only 16, so again, not a whole lot of upside, and the low is below the current price. So not a whole lot of range, not a whole lot of reward opportunity, but again, people are buying it for the high dividend yield, not so much for price appreciation. We see institutions, some have increased, a few decreased, a couple sold out. See order flow, quite a bit of large. Outflow is mostly medium. Inflow is mostly medium, some smalls. So we can see it's in quite a few of the energy ETFs. So again, as those ETFs move, they move the stocks pretty heavily weighted in this First Trust ETF, 11%, 6%, 5%, and several others. Press releases, mostly their financial statements. Here's their dividends. So under corporate actions, we can see their dividend payouts. So again, as of October, they paid a $2.43. So that's very, very high, very positive. Also looks like an additional special dividend of 16 cents. That in May they paid $1.23 So it looks like they're paying a base dividend and then a special dividend. In April they had another dividend, and then December it was 76 cents or so, plus 36 cents, so it's still over $1. So you could see in detail what their dividends have paid, and it does seem to fluctuate quite a bit. So again, that's something to be aware of. If you're buying this for the dividend, it does fluctuate quite a bit. And we saw elsewhere that, the sustainability of that dividends in question, if the revenue decreases, their earnings per share decrease, they very well may reduce that dividend. It is optionable, so if you want to sell additional covered calls against a long-term position, you could generate some additional revenue, essentially generate your own additional dividend by selling covered calls against your position. And then again, you can see their profile and their link to their website in the brief section there. So if we go back to the chart, we saw the yearly chart. If we zoom out a little bit to a 5-year, we can see again that 1545 was pretty much a high point. The next resistance level is about 1586, 16, or essentially downside. It's down quite a ways down in the fives or so. From a yearly standpoint, again, downside, we've got support around 862 or so. So maybe $5 down, and very little upside. So again, the risk reward profile in terms of a swing trade or any kind of longer term price appreciation isn't very positive. But again, people are probably buying it just for the dividend. We look shorter term, again, it's very high at the current price. So again, from a technical setup standpoint, for some kind of swing trade, it's not real positive. We can see it does run up, and I'm sure that's based on the oil and natural gas price fluctuation. So it's going to fluctuate with the oil and natural gas prices. So in terms of day trading or breakout trading, momentum trading, when you get these run-ups on any news, price changes in oil and natural gas, you could take advantage of the short-term momentum in the stock price. But again, as a longer-term swing trade, there isn't a whole lot of risk reward here. So I hope that all helps. Just a quick reminder that as of the recording of this video on August 16th, Webull is currently offering up to 12 free stocks if you open and fund a new account in Webull. This is the most number of free stocks I've seen Webull offer. I don't know how long this offer will last, but if you're not already using Webull, here's an opportunity to get 12 free stocks. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below, on the About page on our YouTube channel, in the link section. If we do our initial due diligence on Petroleo Brasileiro S.A., also known as Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR and FinViz. And again, I'll leave the direct link to the profile for Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, in the description box below. We can see on their daily chart, again, looks like it's oscillating around this moving average, around its 50-day moving average. We can see this narrowing wedge. We see this heavy resistance around 1550 or so. If we zoom out a bit, again, we can see it's following its longer term. So the longer term trend line, the moving average, is acting as support. It's oscillating around its shorter term moving average in the near term. We see the low. We've got some, lows here, 9, 10, 1060 or so. And again, another resistance level around 16 was the recent high. So again, the 52-week range was 885 to 1595. So if we zoom out even further, we see the pandemic low. We can see a previous low back in about the same range, 261, 379. Again, we can see it's adhering to that longer-term support level as support. The longer-term moving average as support, pretty good. Looks like that 16 level is a pretty heavy resistance going back for some period of time. So it hasn't been higher than that since about 2014. So again, 16 is kind of the cap. So, right now it's not showing that there's a whole lot of potential for price appreciation, although it is trending upward. We can see higher lows, etc., higher highs, and again, it's following that moving average. So that's something that you can kind of adhere to in terms of your technical analysis. Watching that bounce off that moving average, it would have a tendency to go up. See market cap about 89 million, income about 30 million or billion. Sales about 108 billion, so it looks very profitable. Book per share 12, cash per share about 3. So we see this very high dividend yield, which again was one of the things that was questioned, whether that was sustainable, as that is an extremely high dividend yield. See, it is optionable. We see they have high debt. So it's a little, part of the concern of the financial health. PE is very low, 3. Again, shares outstanding 6.5, float about 4 billion. So it's a little bit of discrepancy, potential for an offering, again, to address that debt potentially. Average volume of 31 million. So if we look at recent news, looks like it's heavily searched. I would guess that's because of the dividend yield. Again, it's attractive because of that extremely high dividend yield right now in the current high interest rate, high inflation environment. So we see it got a bump recently. Looks like the election was received positively. So the election, the way the election's going right now seems to be positive for Petrobras. So again, we could see their profile. They explore for, produce, sell oil and gas in Brazil and internationally, exploration, production, refining, transportation, marketing, gas and power, prospecting, drilling, refining, processing, trading, transporting crude oil, onshore and offshore oil fields, shale, oil products, natural gas, liquid hydrocarbons, explores, develops, produces oil, natural gas, liquids, and natural gas for supplies to domestic refineries, refining, logistics, transport, crude oil, oil products, ethanol, extraction and processing of shale, petrochemical companies, trading of natural gas and electricity, liquefied natural gas, LNG, generation of electricity through thermoelectric power plants, fertilizer production, natural gas processing, biodiesel, ethanol. Petrobras was incorporated in 1953 and is headquartered in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And again, these are the ADRs, the foreign repository shares that are traded in the U.S. See, the revenue has increased significantly. We'll look at annuals increased significantly. Cost has also gone up. Gross profit has increased, dramatically. That's very positive. Their EPS has increased dramatically. Again, very positive over the past couple of years. Quarterly, again, revenue's increasing. Cost is relatively stable. Profits increased nicely. EPS increased nicely. So they've been doing very well in the near term. And they're very profitable right now. So that's all very positive. Okay, if we do our initial due diligence on Petroleo Brasileiro S.A., also known as Petrobras, ticker symbol PBR, and Seeking Alpha. And again, I'll leave the direct link to the profile for Petrobras in the description box below. We can see their stock price has kind of been oscillating up and down throughout the year. We see the range. It's been about 936 to 1630. Again, we see a resistance of, around 16 or so. See market cap about 787 billion, volume of about 28 million. Dividend rate is 450. PEs are very low, 335. EPS is positive. So if we look at some analyst postings and some of the recent news, think like Ray Dalio, buying its 33 dividend yields could be a costly endeavor. Offering an outrageously high yield. So again, this dividend yield is very high. The question is it sustainable? Political talk of little substance. Brazil election heats up, related stocks higher. So again, the stocks seem to like the way the Brazilian election's going as election heads to surprise runoff. So again, it sounds like they're in the runoff, but so far the way it's been going, it's been positive. Dividend oasis may be a mirage. So again, a lot of questions about whether this dividend is sustainable. It's like they're selling a refinery. We look at their ratings and grades. SA authors, Wall Street say buy, quant say strong buy. Valuations are all A plus. So again, very positive ratings. We see their profile, again, natural gas and oil, prospecting, drilling, refining, processing, etc. Onshore and offshore, oil production, natural gas, liquid hydrocarbons, crude oil, natural gas liquids, natural gas, supplies, domestic refineries, etc. So they're in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We see their revenue trend annually. So it looks like it, was headed down even before the pandemic, bottomed in 20, bounced up, maxed in 2022, and is expected to decline going forward into 23 quarterly. Again, was bottomed in Q3 of 21, bounced up. It's been relatively stable since that and going forward. Earnings per share, we go to annual, was negative in 20, bounced up, maxed in 22, and expected to decline in 23. So again, you expect the earnings per share to be declining into 23. So quarterly, again, it peaked in, looks like it peaked in Q2 of 2022 and looks like a slow decline going forward throughout the rest of 2022. And then we saw the 2023 is expected to decline further. We can see 2024, so declining EPS, declining sales. So again, their numbers going forward are declining. Valuation, again, P is very low, 3.3. Revenue, 59% growth, 24% CAGR, very positive. EPS, levered free cash flow is 94%. Profitability, looks like they're very profitable, got a 50% profit margin. Return on equity is good, assets good. 87 billion market cap, total debt's pretty high, 53 billion, 54 billion. They got 19 billion in cash, so this debt number is, concerning. Their debt service, if that's interest rate sensitive, if that is denominated in US dollars, again, then they're subject to the dollar strength, and that may become an even more of a burden if that debt is in dollars, which is possible given that crude oil, etc., is priced in dollars. Enterprise value about 121 billion. So their annual payout of their dividend going forward is showing us $4.50. Payout ratio 64%. It's only grown for a year. The last ex-dividend date was August 12th of 2022. And it's a quarterly payout. So one would expect the next ex-dividend date to be around November 12th. So if you want to get this dividend for the next payout date, around November 12th, you can look for their official announcement of when the ex-dividend payout dates are, like on FinViz and Webull, etc. So trading volume 28 million, average of 31 million. Shares outstanding 13 billion. So their dividend growth history, we see it was around $1 back in 2011, kind of declined for a while, went to essentially zero in 15 through 17, and then bounced back up. It was 25, then 9, then 21. It jumped to $2, and now they're saying it's $4.50. So again, a lot of volatility in their dividends, so you can expect, they may cut as they need to, and there was a period where it was essentially zero, it looks like. So their ownership structure, this shows 37% institutional, 27% public, state-owned, so it looks like Brazil, state-owned owns 29%. And then VC firms own about 8%, so pretty diverse. A lot of institutions, government owned, and only 27% retail public, so one would expect relatively stable. Short interest doesn't look really like it's shorted. The beta is below 1, so one would expect that it'll move slower than its index. Altman Z is positive but low, so not a solvency issue, but not very high either. So revenue 108 billion, gross profit 55 billion, net income 30 billion, EPS 237. So again, very positive. They're making good money. Got 19 billion in cash. Again, 54 billion is debt, so their debt to equity is a little bit high, a little bit of a concern. So the cash from operations 44 billion, free cash flow 38 billion, free cash flow per share. So again, right now they're making good money, no kind of solvency issues, and that should support their dividend, although it is, extremely high. And again, their debt is extremely high. So again, that's one of the questions, is their debt service denominated in dollars? Are they subject to U.S. interest rate hikes, strength of the dollar, etc.? So those could be negative influences, negative factors on the stock price. So given all of our due diligence as of October 16th, 2022, is PBR a good stock to buy now? Or should we wait, etc.? Should we avoid it? Again, based on all of our due diligence in this video, our conclusions would be that, given its very high dividend yield, if you are buying this stock for a short-term dividend, again, the yield is very high. We saw that the dividend payouts are volatile, so it does vary quite a bit. And we also saw that due to declining revenue forecasts and EPS forecasts going forward, you could expect that dividend to decrease. Again, it's an oil and natural gas company, so the price and probably their dividend is going to fluctuate with the oil and natural gas prices. Given the current energy market, that's going to fluctuate dramatically as well, potentially increasing into the winter and then decreasing as we come into spring, etc. So again, a lot of it will vary based on the energy market. There's also, the catalyst of their Brazilian election, which appears to be concluding at the end of October. It looks like so far PBR has reacted positively to how the election is going, so that may be a positive catalyst. Again, is something to watch. Be aware of that's a binary event that may impact their stock price. In terms of a longer term swing or any kind of swing trade, we saw the risk reward profile was currently not that attractive. It's relatively high in its range, has heavy resistance around $16. So again, not great for a swing trade, but it does again move with volatility of the oil and natural gas prices, the oil and natural gas market. So, potential for day trade, shorter term momentum breakout trades, etc., based on oil and natural gas prices are also positive. Also, it is potentially influenced by the strength of the dollar. You've got oil and natural gas priced in dollars. They have very high debt, which was a little bit of a concern. If that debt is dollar denominated, that may be an issue with rising interest rates, etc., and the strength of the dollar, given that they're a Brazilian company. The strength of their currency may affect their ability to pay that debt, and it may also affect their earnings. So again, a number of factors to consider. If you're buying it for this high dividend yield for a longer term investment, it does pay a very high dividend yield currently, but I wouldn't, you don't want to bank on that going forward. The current high dividend yield going forward, as we saw, the volatility in the dividend payouts varies, and also it is expected to decline going forward as their revenue and EPS is expected to decline. So again, the answer, our opinion as to is PBR a good stock to buy now? Again, if you're buying it for the short term, the very high dividend payment in the short term, yeah, it'd be a good dividend stock to collect that dividend for the near term, with the expectation that that dividend is going to be volatile. It's probably going to be cut in the future. There are a number of catalysts, a number of factors that are going to influence both the dividend, revenue, earnings, and stock price. The dollar strength, interest rates, their election, the global oil and natural gas price and market. So a lot of factors are going to influence the stock, and that's probably why we see the oscillation in stock price and the variance in the dividend payout. So again, if you're looking for a dividend in the short term, it is a very positive stock from that standpoint, but other terms, in terms of a swing trade, potentially a long-term investment, again, be wary of dividend payment cuts going forward. So we hope this all helps. Please let us know what you think. Is Petrobras stock to buy now? Why not? Do you have any additional information that we should consider that you could share with us in the comments below, in our free Discord, in our Facebook group, via social media? Let us know. And let us know what you think of all this, and we hope this all helps. Good luck and have a great trading day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want, deserve, to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see we just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows support, allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade trade positions initially in our Discord. And again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Another way that you can help support BeachBum Trading and being able to produce frequent quality content for you for free on YouTube, etc., is in addition to subscribing to our BeachBum Trading channel, hitting the like button on our videos, and hitting the notify so you're alerted when we release further videos. You can also choose to show your support for BeachBum Trading with a super thanks, which you can find below this video. If you hit the heart with the $sign, the super thanks, again, you can financially support BeachBum Trading in whatever amount that you wish, and we greatly appreciate your support, and that will help us, again, be able to produce frequent quality content that we can provide for you and all your fellow BeachBum traders around the world for free on YouTube. So again, we greatly appreciate all of your support, and thank you very much. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.